Good morning, good afternoon, good evening for those who see my video presentation. Introducing, my name is Arif Ardiansyah. I am an Office Administration Education student, batch of 2018, Faculty of Economic, Jakarta State University. On this occasion, I would like to present my fieldwork practice report entitled Fieldwork Practice Report at Bank DKI Syariah, Bekasi Sub-Branch Office. Without waiting any longer, let's start the presentation. The following is a list of contents that I will discuss in the video presentation this time. There are 15 points that I will discuss later. Number 1 is fieldwork practice background. Number 2 is fieldwork practice objectives. Number 3 is place and stage of fieldwork practice implementation. Number 4 is history of Bank DKI and Bank DKI Syariah. Number 5 is directors of Bank DKI. Number 6 is achievement of Bank DKI Syariah. Number 7 is vision, mission, and organizational culture of Bank DKI. Number 8 is structure of Bank DKI Syariah Bekasi Sub-Branch Office. Number 9 is Bank DKI Syariah business sector. Number 10 is field of work and work implementation. Number 11 is obstacle encountered. Number 12 is how to overcome obstacle faced. Number 13 is theory and practice gap. Number 14 is contribution to the place of field work implementation. And the last is conclusion. Before entering into the main discussion, I will explain the background of the field work practice first. In the era of the Industrial Revolution 4.0, many rapid developments occurred in the field of technology. The many advance and sophistication of technology that make it easier to carry out a job in the world of work. Many companies are trying to improve their performance in order to compete well with other companies. Human resources are the main asset for the company, which is the driving force for carrying out every organizational activity. The human resource owned by the company must be managed properly so that the company's goals can be implemented and achieved optimally. Briefing plays an important role in improving the performance of its employees. Good direction from the leadership to employees will make it easier for employees to carry out their work in accordance with the wishes of the leadership. To carry out good direction between leaders and employees, good communication is also needed. Communication play an important role because with communication between leaders and employees and other employees can work well together. Therefore, a leader is required to be able to communicate well and effectively because the leader will provide direction, instructions, guidance, motivate employees, supervise, and orders. With good direction from the leadership and good communication, it will make it easier for employees to carry out their duties properly. Work activities can be optimized so that employee performance will increase and will have an impact of improving company performance as well, and company goals can be achieved.
Based on the background of the fieldwork practice that has been mentioned previously, there is a goal of carrying out fieldwork practice activities. Namely, the first is to implement the theory that students have obtained into the world of work. The second is adding to the knowledge and experience students get in the real world of work. The third is improving thinking skills and skills in the administrative field. The fourth is implementing the theory that has been obtained by students into the world of work. The discussion that will be discussed next is the place for implementing the field work practice. I carry out the field work practice activities at Bank DKI Syariah Bekasi Sub-Branch Office, which is located at Komplek Ruko Bekasi Mas, Blok D, number 8, Jalan Jenderal Ahmad Yani, Kayuringin Jaya, South Bekasi. And I was placed in the Relationship Manager Division because the work is related to administration and maybe I can apply and practice the knowledge that I got in college. The discussion that will be discussed next is the time for implementing the field work practice. I carry out field work practice in the Relationship Manager Division for 1 month more or more precisely 25 working days, which starts on Monday 1 February 2021 to Friday 5 March 2021. In carrying out field work practice, I supervised directly by Mr. Muhammad Fadlan as branch manager of Bank DKI Syariah Bekasi Sub-Branch Office and Mrs. Apriana Widya Putri as employee the Relationship Manager Division of Bank DKI Syariah Bekasi Sub-Branch Office. The operational time for conducting fieldwork practice there is every Monday to Friday starting from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and I get rest time from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. for Monday to Thursday and at 11 past 30 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Friday. The discussion that will be discussed next is about the brief history of Bank DKI Jakarta. In 1961, Bank DKI was first established in Jakarta under the name PT Bank Pembangunan Daerah Jakarta Raya. Then in 1978, there was a change in the form of legal entity and changed the company name to PD BPD Jaya. Then in 1992, the bank carried out activities as a foreign exchange bank. Then in 1999, there was a change in the form of legal entity and changed the company name to PT BPD DKI Jakarta. In 2004, the bank established a Syariah business unit. And in 2008, there was a change in the form of legal entity and changed the company name to PT Bank DKI until now. Because you already know the history of Bank DKI, the next is about the history of Bank DKI Syariah. Bank DKI Syariah is one of the Syariah business unit owned by PT Bank DKI, which was established on March 16, 2004. The inauguration of the establishment of Bank DKI Syariah was carried out by the Governor of Jakarta at the time, namely Mr. Haji Sutioso, by taking the location of the main office on Jalan Kiai Haji Wahid Hashim number 150 3 Central Jakarta. After it was inaugurated, Bank DKI Syariah immediately carried out its operational activities to the public in March, with a Syariah business unit capital of 2 billion. In 2007, business unit capital grew to reach 100 billion. In 2010, Bank DKI Syariah had total assets of 638,31 billion and recorded a profit of 15,46 billion. As a support for all activities and business that have been running until 2015. Bank DKI Syariah has a network of approximately 49 units, and one of them is the Bekasi branch of Bank DKI Syariah. The discussion that will be discussed next is I will tell you about the directors of Bank DKI. The first is Mr. Fidri Arnaldi as the main director of Bank DKI and has served since 28 June 2021. Then there is Mr. Romi Wijayanto as the finance director of Bank DKI and has served since 11 December 2020. Next is Mr. Ateng Rifai as the compliance director of Bank DKI and has served since 25 June 2019. Next is Mr. Hengki Octavianus as director of Bank DKI and has served since 14 December 2022. Next is Mr. Amirul Wicaksono as Director of Technology and has served since 28 June 2021. And finally has Mr. Harry Jufraini as Commercial and Institutional Director and served since 25 March 2022. The next discussion is the achievements obtained by Bank DKI Syariah. In 2021, the Bank DKI Syariah Business Unit won the Best Digital Innovation Regional Syariah Bank Award from the Republika Syariah Award 2021, which was held by Republika virtually. The 2021 Republika Syariah Award was given to UUS Bank DKI based on the results of an independent assessment from the jury. This aspect of the assessment consists of quantitative and qualitative assessment, such as profit, financing growth, capital adequacy ratio, debt financing, return on capital, expansion, financial inclusion, technological innovation, bank or financial industry innovation without bench, to creativity to open access to finance for the lower middle class. And in 2022, the Bank DKI Syariah Business Unit received the Best Syariah Unit Business Award given by the Economics at the second Indonesia Syariah Award 2022. This award is given to companies with Sharia principle that have good performance in 2021 and can maintain good performance in current economic recovery. This aspect of the assessment includes quantitative and qualitative assessments, such as financial statement, profitability ratios, and other performance indicator. Next is about the vision, mission, and work culture of Bank DKI. Bank DKI has a vision, namely to become the bank of choice for an advanced and prosperous Jakarta. And to realize this vision, Bank DKI has a mission. Namely, the first is to support Jakarta's growth through the development of MSME. Years of the transaction and realizing a non-cash transaction system. The second is maximizing the role as a business partner for the entire Jakarta ecosystem. The third is improving the competence of human research and the application of reliable technology and information system to support the achievement of business performance. Previously, I explained the vision and mission of Bank DKI. The next thing I want to discuss in the company's organizational culture. Bank DKI has three organizational culture, namely professional, in which employees must carry out their duties with fully responsibility and discipline to achieve the best quality by relying on efforts to improve the develop themselves and the organization on an ongoing basis as well as cross-functional collaboration to realize the bank's vision and mission. The next is integrity, in which employees must act and behave honestly, trustworthy, and have a commitment to the task of encouraging the growth of the bank by prioritizing high moral principles and standards in accordance with applicable ethics. And the last is customer focus, where employees must place the needs of customer and stakeholders as a top priority and always be innovative in providing the best sustainable service solution, including understanding digital service improvements. The next discussion is about the organizational structure of the DKI Syariah Bank Bekasi Sub-Branch Office. In carrying out banking activities, Bank DKI Syariah Bekasi Sub-Branch Office is staffed by 21 employees who are competent in their respective fields. The 21 employees consist of one branch leader, then one deputy branch leader, then one person in the consumer finance relationship manager section, two people in the fund and service relationship manager section, and 5 people in the microfinance relationship manager section. After that, there was one person in the customer service section, one person in the teller section, two people in the security section, one person in the waiter section, one person in the cleaning service section, one person in the PKWT section, one person in the expedition section, 3 people in the driver section. Next, I will discuss the business sector of Bank DKI Syariah. In fact, there are many types of Bank DKI Syariah financing products and service, but I read the financing products or service that are often encountered when I help in the relationship manager sections are product. Number 1. Simpeda IB Saving. Saving with the Mudorobah principle with a ratio according to the agreement at the time of the contract it advanced or with the Wadiah principle from the customer to the bank. Number 2, eBay Home Ownership Financing. The home ownership financing facility is intended for civil servant, BUMN or BUMD, private employees with the aim of buying new or old houses, shop houses, apartments, flats, and lots ready to build or construction or renovation and takeover. Number 3. eBay Working Capital Financing Musyarakah Scam. Working capital financing facility for the purpose of construction service or procurement orders based on SPK, where the bank provides capital according to its portion after deducting self-financing. Number 4. eBay Working Capital Financing Mudharabah Scam. Working capital financing facility for the purpose of purchasing goods used for working capital, construction service, industry, and trade. The bank profits 100% capital for the procurement of these goods, while the customer profits expected by attaching an SPK. And number 5, eBay Microfinance. Financing facilities that can be used for working capital, additional working capital, as well as investment for micro and small business actors. Especially, trades are sistered by the cooperative service and UMKM industry service and trades in the Perumda Pasar Jaya environment. Next, I will discuss the field of work that I do in the field work practice. As for the field of work that I did when carrying out field activities, including in the computer and administration field, in the correspondence field, and in the archive field. In the field of computers and administration, the work I do is to record the administration of troubled customer payment bundle, which is where the data collection is done is to check the customer data that is due has paid off or not. If not, then a warning letter will be made. If it is, then it will be declared released and the minutes will be made, which the data will be sent by relationship manager team to restructuring and credit settlement team. And the next is processing SKPD or UKP data, which is where I was asked to find data such as address and name of agencies in SKPD, such as the mayor, sub-agency, district, elementary, or middle, or high school, or vocational school, both state and private. And those in UKP, such as the health center. To visit this place and later the relationship manager will over products at Bank DKI Syariah or invite employees or profession of this agency to become customer of Bank DKI Syariah Bekasi. Next is work in the correspondent field, in which case I was asked by my fieldwork practice supervisor at Bank DKI Syariah sub-branch office to make over letters and warning letters for customer, and each of there is an example. Meanwhile, in the field of achieving, the work I do is looking for customer bundles. In this case, I was asked to look for the customer bundle that was needed for the data checking process, which was related to the previous practice task that was asked to check the problem customer payment was due. Apart from looking for customer bundle, I was also asked to put customer bundle which were already in use by relationship manager employees. In carrying out a job, there are obstacles encountered, as was the case with me in carrying out the field work practice. I tried to carry out the work seriously, but I faced several obstacles in carrying out the work, including the lack of adequate facilities, which in this case I don't get my own decks, but decks to be us together and for common affairs. And I don't get computer facilities because the number of computers there is only enough to be used by employees. In addition, I also experienced problem in terms of poor achieve arrangement condition, which in this case I am sometimes given the task of finding customer bundles or collateral files based on index number. But sometimes there are documents that are solved that are not in order. I also often get the task of cleaning up where there are lots of units achieved, but they are still stored and not destroyed. The obstacle I face don't make me an excuse for not doing my job well. However, those obstacles become a challenge for me to be responsible in facing and resolving existing obstacles. To face obstacles during fieldwork practice, in the case of a lack of adequate facilities, I handled this problem by taking the initiative to ask permission from the supervisor. I using another employee's office desk which was not being used at the time because the employee was working outside or WFH. Or I will use a table that is in pantry room to continue the work given. As for the problem of netbook facilities, I took the initiative to use a laptop that is owned by myself. And to deal with constraints, the condition of the archive arrangement is not good, I immediately reported to the supervisor that the required bundle was missing, because sometimes the bundle that I wanted to look for was being used by other employees or was in another place because it had been used up and had not been returned to the filing cabinet. I got a lot of knowledge and skills when carrying out field work practice at Bank DKI Syariah Bekasi Sub-Branch Office. Both theoretical knowledge and experiential knowledge that I experienced myself, down to the experiences shared by other employees. One of the knowledge that I got was knowledge about the contract in Bank DKI Syariah, such as musyarakah contracts, mudarabah contracts, murabahah contracts. Meanwhile, the meaning of each is as follows. Number one is musyarakah. Musyarakah is a cooperation contract between two or more parties for a particular business, in which each party contributes funds provided that it is divided based on a agreement, while losses are based on the contribution of funds. Number two, mudarabah is agreement contract between two parties in which one of the two provided capital to the other to be developed, while the profits are shared between the two in accordance with the provision agreed. Number three, murabahah is sell and purchase transaction in which the bank sets the amount of profit earned. The bank acts as a seller while the customer acts as a buyer. The selling price is the price the bank buys from the suppliers from profit or margin. Apart from knowledge, I also gained basic skill in using copies and completing customer bundle in filling cabinet. Apart from gaining knowledge and skill, I also made contribution to Bank DKI Syariah KCP Bekasi in the form of number one, suggest to Bank DKI Syariah when looking for customer that Bank DKI Syariah can also work with any university. More so if the university has a faculty of economics and has a student organization engine in Islamic economics. For example, like Jakarta State University, in the faculty economics, there is a student organization called the Sharia Economic Study Group or KASE, where KASE aims here to introduce Sharia economics through dakwah activities such as seminar, competition, etc. And in carrying out the activities, usually KASE cooperates with Sharia Bank as sponsor, and the bank may set up booth stand for students or the general public who wish to open an account at the bank. For example, and etc. And this collaboration is possible to make proposal for the short term to the long term. Number two, I also made a contribution in handling TD customer bundle. In the last day of my fieldwork practice, I tidied up all the bundle in one room, so that when employees or other staff are looking for a customer bundle, they will no longer have trouble because the arrangements are filled up and not TD. And we come to the end of the discussion, namely the conclusion, which is the conclusion in the field work practice report that I carry out the field work practice at Bank DKI Syariah Bekasi while carrying out the field work practice. The area of work handled are the computer and administrative fields, the correspondent field, and archive field. I also experienced several problems while carrying out the fieldwork practice, and I can overcome the obstacle I face and gain experience and new insight in the world of work. Thus, I made a video presentation of this field work practice report. If I make a mistake in speaking English, I apologize. And don't forget to say thank you for watching this video. See you next time.